prepared for law school because I actually have already briefed cases. I've actually already used Westlaw and things like that. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are going to be discussing all the things that I wish I did differently when I was pursuing my undergraduate degree, even with my MBA. Just some things that I wish I did differently so that I would have been a stronger candidate when I was applying to law school. Like, yes, I did get into some good schools, but I'm pretty sure I could have gotten into way better schools if I would have paid more attention to the things that I'm about to discuss. So if you're interested, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, all of that. And let me go ahead and get started with the first thing. So the first thing would have definitely been choosing a different major. When you're choosing a major, make sure that you focus on classes or courses or a major that's going to have you doing a lot of writing, using analytical skills, a lot of critical thinking, a lot of evaluating different things, comparing different things, just things that are going to make you more like analytical pretty much, and a better writer as well. So if you don't know, my major was actually marketing. So with marketing, I did do a lot of writing. I actually did do a lot of like accounting courses, economics courses, things like that, because marketing was actually, at the business school. So I did get some type of analytical skills and all of that. But for some people, they'll major in like English or history or political science. I honestly did want to do a double major in English and history when I first started undergrad. But then I started thinking about, okay, well, if I don't go to law school, what can I do? So what I would say, my overall advice for choosing a major is choose a major in something that's going to give you writing skills, analytical skills, critical thinking skills. Something that you enjoy, something that you can get good grades in, but also something that you can actually get a job in if you decide not to go to law school. Of course, you don't want to think negative about it, but just keep in mind, like sometimes with an English major or a history major or even political science, you may not be able to necessarily get, a job right out of college sometimes. So some people major in like engineering or math if they want to do like patent law or IP or something like that. Those are still good majors because with the math major or engineering major, you can still go be an engineer, etc. So just keep in mind those things when you're choosing a major and make sure that you get the best grades that you possibly can. That would be the big thing. Choose a major that's something that you're interested in, but you can get really good grades in it. Your GPA and your LSAT are really the top two things that law schools care about. Honestly, yeah, the soft factors matter and all of that, which I am going to discuss that. But really, it's really the numbers game at first when they first look at your application. So make sure that you get the best GPA that you can, pretty much. The second thing kind of goes along with the major, but with a master's degree. I have like a lot of people that'll ask me or DM me and say, hey, do you think I should get my master's or MBA? I know you have an MBA. Do you think it was worth it? I would say do not get a master's degree just to get one. I would say if you know for a fact that you will use your master's degree, if you know that the type of law that you want to practice would benefit from you having a master's degree, then yeah, get your master's. Also, don't spend a lot of money on it. Keep that in mind. If you want to work and then have your job pay for your master's degree, that would be a good idea. But I would say don't just get a master's degree just because you think it's going to make your application look better. It may. I think in my situation, it probably did. But don't get it just for that reason, because there's a lot of people that are going to get into the same schools and get the same scholarships that don't have a master's degree. So don't get the master's degree just for that reason. It has to be something you really want to do. And that is really going to be beneficial at the end of the day, not a waste of money. So that's tip number 2. Number 3 is definitely building relationships. So when I was in undergrad, even with my MBA, I did not like go to a lot of office hours or build relationships outside of just my classes with my professors. And I think that actually kind of messed me up when it came time for letters of recommendation, because even though I have been out of school for 5 years, my professors still should have remembered me a little more. And of course, some of them did, but my letters of recommendation did not actually come from professors. I had one from like a supervisor, and then I had another one from another supervisor, but one of them was actually an attorney, so that kind of worked out. But I would say just build strong relationships with your professors. Not even just your professors though. Like let's say there's like a leader of like a campus activity or a campus group. Build a relationship with them. Build a relationship with other students that actually want to be lawyers. Build a relationship with your pre-law advisor. Just keep all those relationships going really good so that if you need to lean back on them when it's time for you to apply, they remember you. They have something to say in your actual letter of recommendation that's specific to you. It is not just like a generic letter. So just build relationships is definitely the third thing that I would have done differently. The fourth thing kind of goes along with that as well. Just make sure that you are joining extracurriculars. So I think that something I've heard a lot, they don't just like students that are just, oh, I went to class, I did get a 4.0, but I didn't do anything else. So I would say try to join some different groups. Don't just join like every single group on campus, which is something I kind of did. Don't just join every single group to put it down on your resume or put it down on your application. Join groups where you can actually be a leader, that you can actually stand out in, that you're actually interested in. Because one thing about it is, if you're interested in like an extracurricular activity, you're going to attend more events, you're going to put more effort into it because you actually care about it. So try to volunteer if you like volunteering. And even if you like volunteering with, animals, or volunteering with kids, or volunteering with elderly, make sure that you do things that you're interested in, because then it'll be easier for you to keep it up. Same thing with joining different organizations on campus. Make sure that you join groups that you're really invested in, so that you can work towards being a leader in those groups. Because having 1 or 2 leadership positions is going to be better than just being like, I was a member of 9 different groups, but you didn't make any impact in those groups really. So that would be the next tip. Definitely join extracurricular organizations, join campus events, volunteer, things like that. The next thing is try to secure an internship. So I actually got really lucky with my internship, because my internship was actually at a law firm, but she actually needed marketing. She was a new law firm, a solo law firm, and she really needed help with her marketing. So yes, my degree was in marketing, but when I went for my interview, I was actually able to share with her, like, actually, I want to be an attorney. So she kind of tailored that role for me, and I got so much like guidance and just experience. I was able to meet judges, I was able to meet other attorneys, I was able to sit in on arbitration, I was able to actually go to court a lot of times, I was able to sit in and just see how she interacted with her clients, I was able to brief cases. She actually gave me like homework sometimes, so that experience was so vital, even in terms of her writing my letter of recommendation, in terms of me being able to put that in my application, in terms of me actually being more prepared for law school, because I actually have already briefed cases. I've actually already used Westlaw and things like that. So just try to secure an internship, even if it's not at a law firm. Try to secure an internship, because that's also an additional relationship you're building, and that's also something else you can put on your resume. So internships, try to get one. And then also with an internship, I would say try to have some type of work experience besides your internship. So, a lot of people, they don't have to work when they're in college, which is definitely fine. But if you can work a little bit, even if it's like at a fast food restaurant or at a clothing store, something like that, for 10 to 15 hours a week, it does show the admissions committee that you're capable of, working hard. Pretty much, you're capable of making good grades and also working, and that doesn't interfere with your grades. Of course, if it does start to interfere with your grades and you don't actually need the money, cut back on your hours. But I would say try to work. If you can, try to work in a job that is going to help you build your, writing skills, reading skills, analytical skills, critical thinking. Try to do work study, something like that. I would just say try to gain some work experience, because that'll make you stand out in the eyes of the admissions committee as well, work experience. And then the most important thing, this is the last thing, semi-last thing, I would say start studying for the LSAT early. So this does not apply to me, because I did not go straight from undergrad to law school, but I would say start studying for the LSAT early. So try to start studying maybe like a year beforehand, just studying little passages, reading comprehension passages, doing a few logic games here and there, and then when you're close to like 5 to 6 months before your test, really start going full throttle with your studying. But make sure that you don't let your final exam grade suffer either. So just make sure that you have like a good schedule is what I would say. I would say work on a schedule. I see like a lot of people saying that they can't study for finals and study for the LSAT. I would just say try to plan better, because definitely taking your LSAT in June or July is going to be better for you, because that'll give you more time to be working on your personal statement, your letters of recommendation, your diversity statements, all of that. Because some applications for law school actually open up in like August, September. So if you could be the first person with your application in, that's going to help you out as well. I would say at the latest, try to take like the October, November LSAT. Definitely want to have your application in before Christmas though, if not Thanksgiving. So start studying for the LSAT early if you can, and you feel like you're capable of juggling, your coursework in school also with studying for the LSAT. So those are like the big tips. Another tip I want to give you guys though is, if you're in undergrad or if you're taking a gap year, whatever it may be, make sure that you surround yourself with good people. Make sure that you don't get a lot of speeding tickets, that you don't get arrested, because hypothetically speaking, those things may have happened to me, and I did have to write about those things in my application. So I would just say, make sure to stay out of trouble would be another big thing that I think people don't think about, because something that you did when you were 17, 19, even if it was just like drinking on campus or something, or like you got caught at like a party or something, you have to write about that. If you got a speeding ticket, or you were riding without insurance or something in your car, you have to write about that. So I would say just be mindful of the people that you're around, the things that you engage in, and how you carry yourself, because you will have to talk about all those things in your application. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Those are the things that I would have done differently in undergrad. If you enjoyed that, like, comment, subscribe, all of that. I will say that Sunday's video is going to be a really good video. I'm not going to spoil it, but don't forget to hit the bell as well so that you can see when Sunday's video is posted. And yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. Bye.